supposed to be.
What did you think we did?
Oh, God.
Live with Miss T. You know, it's your pre-Friday junior party.
Yes.
We ain't going back and forth with you.
Hey, that was my
That's right. That was your church song.
It was.
He played it just for you. Do you know see Renee thought that was a church song?
I kind of heard on the outside
what she
way,
said.
and I was trying to make sure I wasn't gonna be too loud.
That's all right.
All I heard was the hook. That hook don't sound like an old hymn to you.
Which him? Because I know him.
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 No.
Yeah.
What him? Because every hymn I know starts like this. It's real slow.
Word. It just sounds like an old brother singing. That's what I mean.
It is a brother singing.
I'm just.
He
I
ain't old.
Well, I thought it was a church.
Okay.
Gerrell Crawford is in the building, guys.
Yeah.
Gerrell I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Listen. We're here to talk about his new book, Robbery Saved My Life, and I wish I didn't make it to the event on.
No, you didn't.
Because I blame the church people, okay?
Okay.
It was on Sunday. And you know on Sunday they make that I have to dance for the Lord, okay? I told y'all I ain't like Cardi B, I ain't been released from that dancing thing just yet. I still have to dance.
I'm not
No,
gonna
please write the vision and make it clear.
Yeah, make it clear.
You know, these people, you say dance.
I dance for the Lord. They follow me at Miss T. Yep, that's me. They know
I made that comment at church. I was at work and I made that comment and somebody said, "Oh, you do that kind of dancing."
Well, tell them to stop singing, okay? Tell them. You know what? I can't say what to tell them because we got guests in the studio. And that's the purpose of this interview, just to talk about your book, Robbery Saved My Life. Okay, but before we get into the conversation, you came in on the telly and we were talking about y'all.
They're good.
Listen, because Gerrell Crawford is not only an author, but he also is Officer Crawford, and so you can give us some insight. Because I just want to make sure.
I just thought that you look like a police officer when you said
like a police
you
officer.
do. I can see that when you said I was either gonna be a doctor or a police officer.
Is it because his arms don't sit down by his side?
Yeah.
No, I just happen to be in the little boy section and I found that shirt. That's all it is. Best shirt I had in the closet.
Listen! It looks nice on you, Gerrell.
Thank you.
Okay, but help us.
Yes.
Help us. You were telling us the reason why you said it was something about the oil. Repeat what you said. I don't know.
Alright, so yes, you can. It's a Class C misdemeanor if you have a bud with marijuana. But whenever you have the marijuana inside an oil base, it's liquefied. So therefore, they have to test the liquid as well as the marijuana, and it enhance the charge. So pretty much, if you end up having something illegal inside your home and you decide to flush the toilet water, but it don't flush all the way, we can take all that toilet water and we can make that weight of that toilet water plus that containment, whatever you have in there, whether it's marijuana or cocaine or whatever, we can charge you with that amount.
You going down for stuff that you didn't even have.
For what you didn't even know, a chemical. Because you done sit up here and made a concoction in your toilet.
Yeah, that's it.
So, can you tell the difference? I know Danielle explained it a few minutes ago, but so like if you pull someone over and they have, because I don't have a lot of knowledge about e-cigs or vapes or whatever they're called. So if you see one, you know the difference. You know that that has weed in it, or that's just a regular e-cig.
No, you don't know the difference. I mean, it depends on
they
the
all
smell
you
and
can
the test.
So you can put the weed oil in a regular e-cig, like they don't make special e-cigs for.
Well, you can put the weed inside there.
Y'all don't talk about me out there listening.
That's all right.
Well, there's a lot of people like you that need education too. Okay?
Just be over here, just don't know nothing.
It's the point. Let's talk about the book. Let's dive right into it. You tell us about your entire life and how you give us an inspirational story that's how you transform.
Well, the entire life, we'll be here all day. Well, let me give you the short version.
The short version, okay?
Most stores you hear, they end up being a two-parent home or no-parent home, this and that and other. Unfortunately, I actually had two parents. I had my father and my mother. They raised me. But I made life decisions on my own to do other things differently. So I wanted to end up, decided to go out here and rob, fight, steal, and hurt people for whatever reason. Due to my anger issues and things that I was dealing with as a child. So I committed my first crime when I was 15 years old, and then just took off running from there, going in and out of jail ever since then. But back in 2010, in October, Richardson was the last agency that pulled me over and took me to jail. And I said I got tired of living that life. So I ended up joining the police academy in January 2011. And I successfully passed that at Cedar Valley. And I started my agency career in law enforcement from there.
Listen, the book is filled with several quotes that really help you to motivate your life into a better direction. Now, were these quotes particularly ones that help you transform your life?
Oh, absolutely. Each quote is designed specific for that title of that book, and it relates to my story during those situations. Most people have situations that they've been through, but my story is a little bit different because I'm willing to tell it. So my skeletons at the closet. I'm gonna be transparent with you or whoever else. So I'm hoping my story will inspire someone else. So those quotes, I'll hit the head on the nail.
Now, you say you come from a two-parent home, and most of the times people categorize a person that comes from a two-parent home is that they're a good person. Like you're set for destiny to be great.
Right.
What was it that made you just want to be the bad boy?
Well, at the age of 13, I found out that my father wasn't really my father; he was my stepfather.
Okay.
So, and a lot of my family members knew about it, but that was the trigger. It's like, okay, this man was my father, but he's darker than me. But I got everybody say, "Oh, you look just like your dad." And I was like, I look nothing like this man. But those little situations right there played a big impact in my life. So the next thing was another big impact was my oldest brother. We was really, really close. He went out to college. Him and my mother got into it. I didn't have him anymore. I didn't have my mentor. So now I had to be a man at the age of, 14, 13, somewhere up in there. Make decisions on my own because my father worked. That's all I seen him just go out there and work. Mother, she was in and out of the job trying to do what she could. So I was like, okay, he's not here. I just found out my dad a couple of years ago is not really my dad. No one cares about me. So now I'm hearing a bunch of thoughts in my head. And I'm listening to those thoughts instead of reaching out to people and actually telling them and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. What's your opinion? What's your intake? But I looked at it as I knew everything. And I didn't.
Did you ever sit down and talk to someone?
No, not at all. I felt like, why should I sit down and talk to someone that's going to tell me something that I already thought about or something that I already know, something I already heard from someone else's situation? Why should I pay you to sit on the couch to tell me that? So there's no real answer that a person can give me. It's only the Word of God going inside the Bible and reading it because all the stories are in there. So once I actually started giving myself to God and reading the Bible, and it started off in Genesis, how, it hit hard where the king of Egypt was playing with Moses saying, I'm going to free your people as long as you take the mosquitoes and the frogs and everything else. And when those situations came about, and he was like, oh, you took them away, he went right back to doing the same thing. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was praying to God, I would just take me out of this situation and I'll do better. I didn't do better. I went right back to doing what I was doing. So I ended up landing back in that situation.
So what since you never talked to them, no, people normally go through counseling, they go through different things, you never talked to, what clicked in your head and said, no, this not me, I need to do something different?
I always had that in the back of my mind that this not me, I want something different. But to me, everything had an expiration date on it, whether I knew it or not. All the good things that happened to me, it walked away. And I got tired of things walking away. So I was like, okay, now I have to reevaluate myself and figure out what it is. So I had to have that one-on-one talk with me and to go deeper inside myself. Right, self-assessment in order to get to where I'm at now.
Let me ask you, so do you believe in counseling now?
No.
You don't? You still don't believe in counseling?
The only counselor I believe is probably the spiritual counseling. But as far as going to another human being that's going to tell me how life is and when they haven't had any life experience, I don't believe in that.
I find it's such an issue in our culture, society today. We don't believe in counseling. And I was going to ask you, what would you tell someone, a 13-year-old, or that's going down the road that you went down? Would you do? I don't want to ask would you have done things differently because that's made you who you are today.
Right.
But if you see someone that's that age going down that path, what advice would you have for them?
To reach out and talk to someone. Whether it's a family member, friend, school teacher, talk to someone. Because just talking to someone will relieve that stress and that pain off their chest. and you can get some type of insight from someone to make you look at a different viewpoint that could possibly change your life forever. I had a lot of people who reached out to me and told me certain things, how to do things, but I heard it from my family members, and to me, I was hard-headed. I didn't want to hear it from them. So if I actually had someone that wasn't me and was trying to truly help me through my situation, I think it would have made a big difference and impact in my life.
And you know, I have to dig a little deep now because you are a police officer and we have a lot going on in just not only our city, but just in the entire United States with police officers.
Yeah.
And I was thumbing through, I was going through to get my notes, and I found a good note, and so I want to talk about it a little bit. It's a portion of your book. It says, this is in the, what chapter is it? Chapter 9, Focus and Loss. It was easy for me to go out there and rep a set or a gang, but I couldn't rep God. What was I so afraid of? I'm not trying to come across as a holy person, but how can we say a lot of things about our lives, about doing what's right, but yet do nothing? Is there if there is so much to say about Black Lives Matter, but before the shooting started going on with police officers, no one was standing up for the communities when black people were killing black people. Right. So with that being said, as an officer, there's so much that's going on. People are so critical of officers, not just black officers, not just white officers, but black officers. We got one that's in Mesquite right now that's on trial for... He didn't kill him. What's the boy's name? God, I hate when that happens on the radio and I have to say what's their name, like, because it's always an eerie feeling. How do you feel? What do you say?
Well, what I would say, for one, you can't watch too much of the news.
Okay.
Because, for one, the news don't put all the correct information out there. I had a situation where I was brought on television for news for a very traumatic accident where both people lost their life, and the media. Are we jamming now?
We got a call.
Okay.
You can keep going.
So that media twisted up my words and made the whole story worse than what it was supposed to be. So it portrays a lot of negativity in that. As far as with the
DFWIRadio.com. This is Live with Miss T. What's your comment and where are you calling from?
Hey, Miss T, it's Carmen Keys.
Hey, Carmen, we not quite ready for you, girl. You know you don't come out till 7:15. Get off my phone.
I'll be calling back in 15 minutes. Hey, y'all.
Hey. Y'all make sure y'all stick around to get your top 5 songs to add to your playlist this week. Go ahead with your stuff.
I had forgot the question.
I'm so sorry. What do you say to people about the Black Lives Matter movement? You were telling us that you've been hit up, but you can't trust the media. That you
can't trust the media. You know, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, all lives matter for one. But where we was at when we was killing our own kind, no one was standing up for us then. No white American, Hispanic American, however you want to put it, was standing up for when blacks was killing blacks. Black officers have killed blacks. Have that been portrayed on the media? No, it has not. It only became more viral whenever there was a white officer killing a black person. But what about when there's a white person that killed a white person? You know, it's all in the same situation. So we making a movement, but how can we make a movement once we see color? But we want to label someone else as racist when, are we all racist? Are we going to help our own kind? What have we done when we went to these hoods, so we say, to make sure that we can talk to our people and say, hey, man, you killing your brother, your sister, your cousin.
But what do you say to the person that says, I don't trust the police? And I will be honest, even myself have, since this entire movement, have been pulled over, and you get that, like, I didn't realize I was getting, let me tell you a true story. True story. You guys know this summer I had the privilege of working with the Freedom Schools organization. We set up a reading program on the outside of Stop 6 in the projects. And so we were trying to get guest readers. And I would tell you that I'm not afraid of a cop. I'm good. So I was going to the police officer to ask them to read. And when I was sitting there, I started shaking. And I was just so nervous. Like, I noticed something is coming. Right. And I told him, I said, sir, I'm just going to give you this. But I said, you haven't done, I told him, you haven't done anything. I said, but I'm really getting anxiety here talking to you.
Right.
And if you want to be a reader, hit me up, basically. But if I don't leave, like, I feel my heart rate racing, and I just, what do you tell people about that are having that feeling?
I can't say trust the police. All police are not great. Just be honest with you. Some officers that wear the badge shouldn't be wearing the badge. But what I can tell the listeners that if you trust yourself and if you make yourself knowledgeable of the law, then your situation will become much easier. They won't mess with you. The police officer only looking for a situation to get it aroused so they can take control of it. So, for instance, I tell people, there's only two things that you can two things you cannot go to jail for in the state of Texas. Speeding and open container. Anything else is all free will. Your license plate's dirty, guess what? You piss me off, you're going to jail. Point blank, period. So, if it's at nighttime, roll your windows down. Turn your dome light on. Keep your hands visible. Be respectful. You're going to know if you're dealing with a good cop or a bad cop just by the tone of their voice and how they approach you. Some have personality, some don't have personality. But the ones that with personality is going to make the transition much smoother and get you on your way. No one's out here trying to label anyone or make your life a living hell or anything like that. They just doing their job. Just like you doing your job. You have a radio show. You got to get your listeners involved. You got to get them active and everything else. Well, law enforcement have to make sure that everyone is abiding by the law. So as long as you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, then that situation is going to be much smoother and easier to where you can trust that person. Build a report. If you don't, just yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am. Go on about your business. Let them write the ticket. Don't mouth off.
I know that nervousness though. I got stopped one time. I tripped up and I gave my maiden name opposed to my married name.
Listen.
I was newly married. I was just like,
Real talk,
it's
see,
like,
Renee.
you
When
fake to ID.
I got pulled over that time, I said, and he was like, can you shine your light over here so you can see what's over here? And he was like, ma'am, it's not that big a deal. Yes, it is, sir, because I just want to get home. And I was so, as loud as I'm talking right now, I just want to go home, and I'm scared right now, so shine your light. And I was just like this, and he was like, right.
If that was me, I'd be like, going to get a ball.
And he was like, the light. And I was like, I'm waiting on you to shine the light because I don't want you to think I'm grabbing nothing. We're going to get back to the book because I want to tell the people where they can get the book from. But you said there are dirty cops. What is, as an officer, what do you see being done to get that out of our judicial system?
If all the good cops not willing to stand up, there's nothing can be done.
That part.
That's just period. Most of the dirty cops has a title. They are sergeant, they're corporals, they're chiefs.
Right.
They're upper hand. So if all the good cops are not willing to stand up and say something, they're gonna continue taking over. And that's what I call the good old boy system. You got to be part of their team. If you're not part of their team, they're gonna find a way to get you out.
Wow.
So it takes the community and the good cops that's not willing to be afraid to lose their jobs to do what's right.
I'm here for it. Shout out to everybody who's watching via
Yes.
Facebook Live. Remember, you can see what's happening in the studio.
Right.
All you have to do is log on to Miss T. Yep, that's me on Facebook. We got Kelly Flowers who says, Gerrell Crawford is my cousin. Salute, fam.
What's going on, Kimpo?
Hey, Gillian Williams. Shout out to Kendra Bailey and Yvonne Bacon, Akila Marsh, Angela Brown, Abe, Sanaya. Listen, y'all, the list goes on. Joe Thomas. Shout out to all of you guys that are watching. The book is called Robbery Saved My Life. The purpose of Robbery Saved My Life is to inspire and motivate all those who've lost hope to believe in themselves when no one else does. Everyone has a story, but Gerrell Crawford took the worst season of his life and put it on display, sharing how he overcame his obstacles when so many deny that they have ever had a downturn in their existence on earth. Mr. Crawford's teachings on his roller coaster ride of life is compelling and motivational. Before we go, what would you just say to the person who's trying to just get through. They just feels like life has dealt them a bad hand and they don't know what to do. What encouraging words would you give to them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Believe in themselves. Keep pushing forward. There's a door that's going to break down. If everyone doubted me, you can't be a police officer. You got a felony on record. And now, from people that seen me when I was growing up, they was like, you a police officer? Do they know what you used to do?
Right.
Do they know who you are? So it's like, okay, that's who Gerrell used to be.
Right.
I'm not that person anymore.
Right.
That person died. Now a new person has birth. Most people know me by Crawford. So I'm carrying my dad's name, my legacy, my family name. So I don't want to be called by something and it sparks a bad memory. So anyone that's trying to overturn their life, it can be done. There are a lot of young men that's in my shoes. We just spoke to another young man from church. I believe his name is John. I don't want to say James. I'm sorry if I got his name wrong. He came out of prison, got his own business, doing well. And we need to hear these stories.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Listen, tell the people where they can follow you at. I was going to say who you had in the studio, but then I got to thinking that's exactly how Wanda got roasted in Atlanta. And she started talking to somebody who just came to support their friend.
I can't stand you.
And I don't want that to happen to me.
I'm probably gonna introduce my friend. I know he gonna get mad, but I have my best friend here, Pastor Mahara Allen. We went to high school together. And I say if it wasn't for this brother, I wouldn't be here today. He inspired me for the most. We met at a mall, at North Park Mall, and I was working, and I was doing what most cops do when they doing off duty, on their phone, playing games and everything else. And he walked right on up to me and was like, "Gerrell, is that you?" And I'm looking at him like, "Man, you look familiar, but I don't know you." And he was like, "This is Ricky Allen, but I don't go by that name anymore." But if it wasn't,
Oh, you in trouble.
I know, but he know the story.
I told you in trouble.
He mad at me because I said Ricky Allen.
Yeah. Listen,
So,
you don't know, I done almost got chewed out on my own
I
show
know,
before
right.
saying it. Because I used to couldn't remember what the new name, but I remember.
I remember that. He ain't better than me.
Because when you almost chew me out on my own show, and then I have to, wait a minute.
There you go.
I forgot.
There you go. But
Anyway,
he's truly a
continue.
man of God, Pastor Mahara Allen. He's truly a man of God. If it wasn't for him that was coming in my season, I wouldn't be here because a storm was coming, and I wasn't prepared for it. But he got me prepared for it. So this is all thanks to him as well.
That was such a wonderful,
Yes.
tender moment. Shout out to Mahara Takano. You guys know he's a friend of the show. We're going to be doing Men's Fashion Week Dallas, so I'm pretty sure we'll see plenty of him during that throughout the month of October. Plus, I have an event that I'm supposed to do this weekend that I can't find the details for, so I'm so glad he came. Like, God is great. Anyway, tell people where can they buy the book?
You can buy the book at www.robberysavemylife.com. You can purchase books there. You can follow me on Facebook, Gerrell Crawford, Instagram at Arthur Gerrell. And you can also check out my non-profit organization where you can also purchase book there at www.shininglightOutreach.com.
We got a few minutes. Tell us about the nonprofit.
Non-profit is I'm going out and I'm doing God's work, doing things that need to be done,
Shundo.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
felt
I feed the homeless. I'm getting ready to host another event that we're feeding the homeless. I'll put that out once I actually schedule the date. I also do disaster outreach to the locals or nearby or far away. I'm just trying to do my purpose in the world.
Listen, I'm here for it. Robbery Saved My Life. You can get the book at www.robberysavemylife.com. And it looks like it's a very easy read. It's like it's real quick. Go ahead and get your figure. You're supposed to read 15 minutes a day. That's what they say.
That's what they say. How many of us doing it?
I mean,
You gonna do it tonight though, right?
That's
I am.
Facebook.
you
I
go.
am because I'm
Yeah,
so
you got the
excited.
book.
Because I thumbed through it and I saw so many different interesting things and I was like, oh yeah,
Does
I got
Facebook scrolling count on it? Facebook scrolling.
Facebook scrolling does not count as you're reading. You need to get off of there and actually get you some tangible books, okay?
Right.
I do auto.
Thank you so much again for coming to the studio
Thanks
and
for
sharing
having
your
me.
story. We hope that you continue to motivate and
Sure.
encourage people and inspire them to become all that they can be. It's a great
Absolutely.
story. Make sure you guys check out the book, Robbery Saved My Life, the suspect and victim of my own crime. Bad boy turned police officer. I mean, and an award-winning police officer too. The book say in 2016 he got the. Wait, one moment, please. I had it thumbed saved. He was presented with the outstanding. Look at that. And
Outstanding police
award.
award.
It's a great book. It has visuals and everything. I'm so proud of you, friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the show. We must do more things together. It's live with Miss T on DFWIRadio.com. Coming up next, hey, you know looking good is important. And one of my great sponsors is here from She Glams. Glam Teak. She loves lashes. Is that who's at the door? Y'all know y'all distract me when y'all start talking. Don't look at me. I was looking at the camera and it just happens to be right by you. She loves lashes, Glam Teak. She's in the studio. She's got a new project that she's getting ready to start, so you guys can get certified and registered to do all of those grand things. You got some lashes on right now. Listen, we about to get real girly and
Come
real
on.
female.
I'm ready.
You gotta go.
I will go.
It's live with Miss T on DFWIRadio.com. Make sure you guys follow Gerrell Crawford. Give him the Instagram, your social media one more time.
Facebook's just my name, Gerrell Crawford. Instagram is at Arthur Gerrell. Follow me, catch me, get the latest news, see where I'm going.
It's down below. It should be on the screen. Robbery Saved My Life. Make sure you guys copy the book. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back.